Everyone imagines royalty sleeping under gilded ceilings at Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle. Surrounded by guards in funny hats and enough gold leaf to blind a tourist. That's exactly what they want you to believe. But in actuality, modern royals live in townhouses, country estates, and California mansions that look more like high-end real estate listings than fairy tale castles. The crown is symbolic of a bygone era. The mortgages, leases, and floor plans are very real. Subscribe now because we're about to reveal where 11 royal families actually choose to live, and it's not where you may think. Prince Albert II splits his time between living on a literal rock and hiding in the mountains, proving that even royalty needs an escape plan from their own principality. The Prince's Palace of Monaco sits on the Rock in Monacoville, a medieval fortress that's been converted into a residence where the prince literally lives above his subjects. It's the ultimate flex. Your house is also your government headquarters, and your backyard overlooks the most expensive real estate per square foot in the world. But in everyday reality, Albert's real escape is Rock Aigle, a private estate on the French side of the border that his parents, Prince Rainier and Grace Kelly, bought as a family retreat. While Monaco measures just 0.78 square miles, smaller than most shopping malls, Rock Aigle provides the space and privacy that living in a city-state simply can't offer. The palace functions as both home and seat of government, creating the unique situation where Albert's morning commute involves walking from his bedroom to his office. Meanwhile, Rock Aigle offers mountain views and actual privacy, which is impossible when your entire country can be walked across in 30 minutes. Living in Monaco is like being permanently on display, explained one royal watcher. The palace keeps the sovereign literally above the principality, but Rock Aigle gives the family space to be human, rather than constantly performing royalty. The irony is delicious. The Prince of Monaco needs to leave Monaco to find privacy, escaping to France when his own principality becomes too claustrophobic. It's like being so famous in your hometown that you need a vacation home in the suburbs. King Harold V has mastered the art of royal suburbia, proving that Scandinavian royalty prefers privacy over palaces and normalcy over grandeur. While tourists line up to photograph the royal palace in central Oslo with its guards and ceremonial gates, the Norwegian royal family actually lives at Skogum Estate in Asker, a suburb outside Oslo that feels more like an upscale neighborhood than a royal compound. Skogum serves as the traditional residence of the Crown Prince and his family, featuring a modern main house surrounded by greenery that provides the privacy and space that central Oslo simply can't offer. The royal palace remains the formal seat for ceremonies, audiences, and state functions, but nobody actually sleeps there regularly. This arrangement perfectly captures Scandinavia's approach to monarchy, low-key, normal, and designed to make royalty feel accessible rather than intimidating. The king can commute to work like any other Norwegian, except his work happens to involve running a constitutional monarchy. Norwegian royalty embraces the idea that they're public servants rather than divine rulers, observed one constitutional expert. Living in the suburbs reinforces that they're Norwegians first, royals second. It's hard to feel superior when you're dealing with suburban traffic like everyone else. The estate provides enough space for family life while maintaining the security that royal status requires, creating the perfect balance between accessibility and protection. It's royal living, designed for people who want to feel normal, despite wearing crowns occasionally. King Philippe has achieved the ultimate royal magic trick, living in plain sight while remaining completely invisible to the public, hidden inside a private park that most Belgians have never seen. While the Royal Palace of Brussels sits prominently in the city center, serving as a backdrop for tourist photos and official ceremonies, the Belgian royal family actually lives at the Royal Castle of Laeken, tucked inside the fenced royal domain of Laeken, just north of central Brussels. The Brussels Palace functions purely as an office building and reception venue, beautiful, impressive, and completely uninhabitable for actual family life. Meanwhile, Laeken operates as a private world within Belgium, featuring extensive parkland, greenhouses, and gardens that remain closed to the public year-round. The royal domain creates a unique situation where the royal family enjoys semi-rural surroundings while remaining minutes from Belgium's political core and the European Union headquarters. It's like having a private country estate in the middle of one of Europe's most important political centers. The greenhouses at Laeken are legendary among horticulture enthusiasts, featuring exotic plants and architectural ironwork that rivals any botanical garden. The royal family occasionally appears at Brussels restaurants like Comme Chez Soi, and the local florists in Laeken know the Queen's preferences for seasonal arrangements. Laeken represents the perfect royal compromise, explained one Belgian constitutional scholar. Complete privacy and security, beautiful surroundings, but close enough to Brussels that the king can attend EU meetings and still be home for dinner. King Felipe VI has turned royal living into a daily commute, proving that even Spanish royalty prefers manageable homes over tourist attractions with bedrooms. The Royal Palace of Madrid dominates the city center with 3,418 rooms, massive facades, and tourist lines that stretch around blocks. But Felipe and his family actually live at Palacio de la Zarzuela, a far smaller compound nestled in wooded hills outside Madrid. Zarzuela combines a family home with a working base, allowing the king, queen, and their daughters to live like a normal, wealthy family while maintaining the security and infrastructure that royal status requires. The massive Madrid palace remains reserved for state ceremonies, banquets, and formal receptions. Basically, it's a very expensive event venue that happens to be owned by the government. The daily commute from Zarzuela to Madrid creates the surreal situation where the King of Spain drives to work at his own palace, treating the most impressive royal residence in Europe like an office building with really good architecture. Felipe and Letizia have been photographed at Madrid's Mercado de San Miguel browsing gourmet stalls, and reportedly frequent Casa Lucho for traditional Spanish cuisine, huevos rotos that cost 18 euros but feel priceless when the king is 3 tables away. The Madrid palace is impossible to live in, admitted one former palace staff member. It's a museum that happens to have kitchens. Zarzuela is where the royal family can actually function as a family, rather than constantly performing for tourists and state visitors. The wooded setting provides privacy and security, while keeping the colossal urban palace available as a symbolic national showpiece. It's the ultimate separation of public and private royal life. Work at the tourist attraction, live in the suburbs. King Carl XVI, Gustav, has perfected the art of royal island living, choosing UNESCO World Heritage Site luxury over city center convenience. While the Stockholm Royal Palace dominates Gamla Stan with its Baroque grandeur and tourist crowds, the Swedish royal family actually lives at Drottningholm Palace on Loven Island, creating a unique situation where the king's daily life involves ferry rides and lakeside views. Drottningholm serves as both a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the royals' private residence, featuring formal gardens, extensive parkland, and a lakeside setting that provides the kind of natural beauty that money can't buy, but royal status can access. The Stockholm Palace functions primarily as a workplace, hosting offices, ceremonies, and state events, while the royal family enjoys island privacy that feels worlds away from central Stockholm despite being easily commutable. The palace's Baroque architecture and formal gardens create an atmosphere that's simultaneously grand and intimate, allowing the royal family to live surrounded by historical significance while maintaining the privacy that island geography naturally provides. Local Drottningholm residents have reported seeing the king at weekend markets on the mainland, browsing produce, and buying cinnamon rolls with security trailing at a respectful distance. The island setting provides natural security barriers while offering recreational opportunities that city palaces simply can't match. The king reportedly cycles around the palace grounds, embracing the Swedish obsession with nature and outdoor activity that transcends class boundaries. It's royal living that prioritizes quality of life over public accessibility, creating a genuine family home that happens to be historically significant. The arrangement allows Swedish royalty to maintain their reputation for accessibility, while actually living in splendid isolation that most billionaires would envy. King Willem-Alexander has embraced the Dutch tradition of hiding wealth behind understated facades, living in a house in the woods that sounds modest but delivers luxury through location rather than ostentation. While the Royal Palace Amsterdam, and Noordeinde Palace in The Hague serve as official venues, the Dutch royal family actually lives in Huis ten Bosch Palace, tucked inside the Haagsbos forest on the outskirts of The Hague. The palace name literally translates to house in the woods, which perfectly captures the Dutch approach to royal living. Extremely wealthy but disguised as something more modest than marble-heavy plazas in city centers. The royal family occupies the Wassenaar wing, while other wings handle receptions and state guests, creating a unique arrangement where family life and official duties share the same building but remain completely separate. The forest setting provides a surprisingly tranquil, park-like environment for a head of state, allowing the royal family to enjoy nature while remaining close enough to The Hague for government business and international diplomacy. Huis ten Bosch fits the Dutch brand perfectly, observed one constitutional expert. Still extremely wealthy and impressive, but in a woodland setting that feels more approachable than a traditional urban palace, its luxury disguised as modesty. The family dines at Restaurant Kalla in The Hague for Dutch-Indonesian fusion, and Willem-Alexander likes to order bitterballen, deep-fried beef ragu balls. The arrangement allows Dutch royalty to maintain their reputation for being down-to-earth, while actually living in a palace that most European royals would consider enviable. Subscribe because the next 5 royal families prove that modern monarchy is more about real estate strategy than royal tradition, with choices that would make luxury real estate agents weep with envy. Danish royalty has mastered the art of seasonal royal living, splitting time between city formality and countryside privacy in a way that makes other European royals look amateur. While Amalienborg Palace dominates central Copenhagen with its 4 palaces arranged around a square, serving as the main city residence and winter seat for formal functions, the Danish royal family's most used base is actually Fredensborg Palace by Lake Esrum in North Zealand. Fredensborg gets heavily used during spring and autumn, hosting state visits and family events in a countryside environment that provides the privacy and space that central Copenhagen simply can't offer. The lake setting creates a resort-like atmosphere that makes official duties feel more like vacation hosting than government work. The palace's location allows the royal family to entertain other royals and heads of state away from the capital's bustle, creating an atmosphere where international diplomacy happens in a setting that feels more like a luxury retreat than a government facility. Fredensborg represents the perfect royal entertaining venue, explained one Danish royal correspondent. Quieter, more homely surroundings that make state visits feel more personal and less formal. Other royals actually want to visit because it feels like a vacation rather than work. The seasonal rotation between Amalienborg and Fredensborg allows Danish royalty to maintain their public presence in Copenhagen, shopping at Magasin du Nord, Copenhagen's upscale department store, where Mary has been photographed browsing children's clothing like any other mother. The lake setting provides recreational opportunities and scenic beauty that enhance Denmark's reputation for quality of life, while offering security and privacy that urban palaces can't match. Prince William and Princess Kate have revolutionized royal living by choosing a Georgian country house over castle grandeur, proving that even future kings prefer normal luxury over fairy tale fantasy. While tourists assume they live in Kensington Palace or Windsor Castle, William and Kate are actually moving their family into Forest Lodge, an 8-bedroom Grade 2 listed Georgian house inside Windsor Great Park that they've described as their forever home. Forest Lodge represents a substantial but conventional Georgian country house in parkland, not a castellated fortress, not a palace, just a really nice house that happens to sit on royal land. They'll pay market rent to the Crown Estate, funded by Duchy of Cornwall income, creating the unique situation where future monarchs are essentially tenants on their own family's property. The family intends not to have live-in staff in the main house, with staff occupying nearby properties instead, creating a modern family arrangement that prioritizes privacy and normal family life over traditional royal protocol. Forest Lodge represents everything William and Kate want their children's upbringing to be, explained one royal correspondent. Privacy for family life, access to excellent schools and green space, but still technically on royal land, so security and protocol can be maintained. The choice reflects their commitment to raising their 3 children with as much normalcy as possible while preparing them for eventual royal duties. It's royal living designed to feel like upper-class family life rather than constant performance. The Georgian architecture provides historical significance without the overwhelming grandeur that makes traditional royal residences feel like museums, creating a home that's impressive but livable. Harry and Meghan have completely redefined royal living by choosing California celebrity culture over British royal tradition, creating a unique situation where former royals live like entertainment industry moguls. Their roughly $30 million mansion in Montecito, California, represents everything traditional royal living isn't: purchased rather than inherited, located in a celebrity enclave rather than royal grounds, and designed for media production rather than state ceremonies. The estate includes multiple bedrooms, home offices, gym, spa, pool, tennis court, landscaped gardens, children's play areas, and a guest house, creating a luxury compound that rivals any entertainment industry executive's property. The neighborhood stacks with U.S. celebrities, including Oprah Winfrey, making their royal residence functionally a Hollywood-adjacent luxury home where royal titles matter less than entertainment industry connections and social media influence. Their Netflix documentary series was shot largely in a separate $30 million Montecito mansion used as a filming location rather than their actual home, proving that even their media appearances require additional real estate investments. Harry and Meghan represent the complete commercialization of royal status, observed one media analyst. They've turned royal titles into entertainment industry credentials, using their royal background to build media careers rather than serve constitutional functions. The Montecito location provides proximity to media work, legal and geographic distance from UK tabloids, and lifestyle alignment with entertainment and influencer culture that traditional royal life simply couldn't offer. The choice reflects their commitment to building independent careers and raising their children in an environment where royal status is just one element of identity rather than the defining characteristic. King Charles III has revolutionized royal living by refusing to live in Buckingham Palace, proving that even monarchs prefer practical homes over tourist attractions that happen to have bedrooms. While everyone assumes the king lives full-time in Buckingham Palace, his main London base is actually Clarence House, a Georgian residence built in the 1820s beside St. James's Palace that he's called home since 2003 and expects to remain in, even after palace renovations. Charles and Camilla have transformed Clarence House into their primary residence as king and queen, treating Buckingham Palace as an administrative headquarters and state event venue rather than a family home. The palace remains midway through a decade-long refurbishment that's turned it into a construction site disguised as a tourist attraction. The king also maintains Highgrove House, Sandringham, and Balmoral as personal retreats rather than full-time residences, creating a portfolio of royal properties that serve different functions rather than one massive palace that tries to do everything. Clarence House is far more practical as a home, explained one royal household expert. Smaller, more secure, less like living inside a museum, Charles can actually function as a normal person there while leaving Buckingham in its role as national symbol and office building. The arrangement allows Charles to maintain royal dignity while enjoying the privacy and comfort that traditional palace living simply can't provide. It's royal living designed for actual human beings rather than constitutional symbols. The Georgian architecture provides historical significance without overwhelming grandeur, creating a home that's impressive but manageable for daily life. The Sultan of Brunei stands alone as the only royal who actually lives inside an unimaginably huge palace complex, proving that absolute monarchy still exists for people wealthy enough to afford it. Istana Nurul Iman near Brunei's capital represents the largest royal residence in the world, reportedly containing over 1,700 rooms and about 257 bathrooms, with a mosque for 1,500 worshippers, a banquet hall for 5,000, stables for 200 polo horses, and garages for thousands of cars. The palace serves as both the Sultan's primary home and the seat of government, combining private residence, royal court, and administrative center in a complex so large It requires its own infrastructure and staff population that rivals small cities. The public gains access only during Hari Raya Idul Fitri, when tens of thousands of citizens queue to greet the royal family in a tradition that feels more like visiting a theme park than meeting neighbors. The rest of the year, the palace remains entirely closed to anyone without official business. The Sultan represents the exact opposite of Europe's trend towards smaller, more relatable royal homes, explained one political analyst. As an absolute monarch whose wealth comes from oil, he uses the palace as a living monument to state power and personal luxury. The scale defies comprehension. 1,700 rooms means the Sultan could sleep in a different bedroom every night for over 4 years without repeating. The 257 bathrooms suggest a level of luxury that borders on the absurd, while the garage space for thousands of cars reflects wealth that most people can't even imagine. The palace represents everything that modern European royalty has moved away from: overwhelming grandeur, complete inaccessibility, and luxury so extreme it feels more like performance art than actual living space. From Norwegian suburban estates to California celebrity compounds, modern royalty has abandoned fairy tale castles for real estate that looks surprisingly normal. If you consider multi-million-dollar homes normal, the crown remains symbolic, but the mortgages, leases, and floor plans are very real. Which royal residence would you choose? Drop a comment with your preference. And if this shattered your assumptions about where royalty actually lives, hit that subscribe button for more reality checks on how the world's elite actually choose to live.